We want to find x in each of the triangles below, giving our answers to one decimal place where appropriate. So, here if we look at this triangle, compared to this angle, this side is the opposite, and of course the longest side is the hypotenuse. So, car, toa, opposite and hypotenuse means we're going to use the sine. So sine 29 degrees is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. So x is going to be 20 multiplied by sine 29 degrees. So we just need the calculator now. Make sure, because we're using radians now as well, that you put your calculator back into degree mode. So that's 20 times the sine of 29, and that gives me 9.7 if we go to one decimal place. So that's 9.7 centimeters to one decimal place. Now here we've got to find this angle, and we know three sides, and that tells us we're going to be using the cosine rule. So I'm going to use the rearranged form of that. So I'm going to say cos x is equal to, now this one is a, so this is a, and then we can call these b and c in any order. So that's going to be 10 squared add 14 squared minus 17 squared all over 2 times 10 times 14. So we can just solve for that on the calculator, which is why these are never going to be worth many marks in the test. So we are going to go to Action, Advanced and Solve. Then just going to put in cos x equals, and then up here we've got 10 squared add 14 squared take away 17 squared all over 2 times 10 times 14, and we'll get lots of answers, but clearly the one we want is going to be the positive answer just here, so 88.6 degrees. Now remember, you can force it not to give those funny answers by going in here, and we know that we're working in a triangle, so we just say given that our angle, which we called x, was between 0 and 180. If we execute on that, we just get the one answer. Now x is over here. Now we don't know enough information in this triangle to work that out yet, but let's use the right angle triangle. First of all, noticing it's a 3, 4, 5 triangle, or using Pythagoras, the hypotenuse is going to be 25. Now for this angle here, opposite, adjacent, so we're going to use the tan. So we're going to want the inverse tangent of 15 over 20 and that's going to give us 36.87, and that means that this angle here is just going to be 180, take away my last answer, 143.13. And now we do have enough information to use the sine rule. So we have sine x over the side opposite that is 25. That's got to be equal to the sine of 143.13 divided by the side opposite that, which is 35. And once again, we can solve on the calculator. So action, advanced, solve. And then we want a fraction. And we're going to put up there sine of x. And underneath 25. And that's going to be equal to second fraction. So we're going to put the sine of this answer here over 35. And we could use a given statement here as well because we're in a triangle. So 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 180. And execute. Now it's given us two angles. It's given us an obtuse and an acute. But we've already got an obtuse angle in this triangle, so it's got to be the acute one. So that's going to be 25.4. Correct to 1 decimal place.